Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about something that touches every single one of us. Change. Whether we welcome it or resist it, change is coming. It doesn't ask for permission, it doesn't wait for our convenience, and it certainly doesn't slow down just because we are afraid. But the good news is this: there is grace for change. We live in a world that is constantly moving, seasons shift, people grow, and life demands that we evolve. If you're not willing to change, you'll find yourself stuck in yesterday while the world moves forward without you. You weren't created to stay in the same place forever. You were made to grow, to stretch, and to step into the next dimension of your calling. But let's be honest, change is hard. We look at where we are and where we want to be, and the gap seems too wide. That's when you must understand grace. Grace is the divine empowerment to do what you could never do on your own. It's the unseen force that pushes you forward when you feel like giving up. Grace is the reason why, after all you've been through, you're still standing. And if grace has brought you this far, it will carry you through whatever change is ahead. One of the biggest obstacles to change is attachment to the familiar. Some of us are holding on to people, places, and mindsets that we've outgrown. You can't move forward while holding on to what's behind you. You must be willing to let go of the familiar so you can step into the future. Don't be afraid to release what no longer serves you, because what's ahead is greater than what you're leaving behind. Change is uncomfortable, it stretches us, it challenges us, and it often brings fear. Fear tells you that you're not ready, that you're not strong enough, that you might fail. But hear me today, fear is a liar. Grace has already made a way for you. Yes, there will be challenges, but you are equipped. Yes, there will be moments of doubt, but you are not alone. The pain of staying the same is far greater than the fear of stepping into the unknown. When you embrace change, you make room for new opportunities, new blessings, and new levels of purpose. Doors will open that you never imagined. Favor will find you in unexpected places. What seemed impossible will suddenly become achievable, but you must be willing to take that first step. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the step in front of you, and grace will meet you there. Before every shift, there is a test. Life will challenge you before it promotes you. Will you hold on to the past, or will you walk boldly into your future? Will you let fear control you, or will you trust that God's grace is enough? The decision is yours, but know this: you are made for more. Your next level is waiting on you, and the grace to make the change is already in you. I don't know what change you're facing today. Maybe it's a new career, a new city, or a new chapter in your life. Maybe you've been afraid to move forward, afraid to take the risk, afraid of the unknown. But hear me when I say grace is on you. You have everything you need to make the shift. Don't settle where you are when greater is calling you. Embrace the change, walk in your purpose, and trust that grace will carry you through. Change is not an option, it's a necessity. Life does not wait for us to be ready. Time keeps moving, seasons keep shifting, and the world keeps evolving. If you refuse to change, you will find yourself stuck in a place that no longer fits who you are meant to be. There is nothing more frustrating than living in a moment that was supposed to be temporary, holding on to a past season that no longer serves your future. Too often we pray for growth, but when the opportunity to change comes, we resist it. We ask for new doors to open, but when it's time to walk through them, we hesitate. We say we want better, but when the moment of transformation arrives, we cling to comfort. Change will never feel convenient. It will never come wrapped in ease and familiarity. It will challenge you, stretch you, and push you into the unknown. But the danger of staying the same is far greater than the discomfort of growth. The truth is, every new level of your life requires a new version of you. Who you were 5 years ago was good for that season, but that version of you cannot carry the weight of your next dimension. Old mindsets, old habits, and old ways of thinking cannot sustain the new doors God is opening for you. When a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly, it doesn't get to keep its old form. It doesn't crawl into its new season, it soars, and so must you. You cannot pray for change and resist it at the same time. You cannot desire more and refuse to step into what it takes to receive it. If you want to move forward, you have to embrace the process, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. Change is not your enemy, it is your passageway to destiny. It is not designed to destroy you. It is designed to develop you. And when you stop fearing it and start flowing with it, you will see that every change is simply a setup for something greater. Grace is the fuel for transformation. No one changes by willpower alone. If that were enough, we would have broken every bad habit, silenced every doubt, and stepped into every opportunity without hesitation. But the reality is, change can feel overwhelming. The gap between where you are and where you want to be can seem impossible to cross. That is why you need grace. Grace is the divine assistance that strengthens you when you feel weak. It is the unseen force that pushes you forward when you want to turn back. It is the favor that opens doors you never could have opened on your own. You do not have to rely on your own strength to make changes in your life. You are not walking this path alone. When you feel like you can't take another step, grace carries you. When fear whispers that you're not strong enough, grace rises up and reminds you that you are. Change does not happen in one moment. It is a journey, and grace is what sustains you through the process. Grace meets you where you are, but refuses to leave you there. It empowers you to keep going even when you feel unqualified, unprepared, and uncertain. Some people never change because they believe they have to do it all by themselves. They think they have to have it all figured out before they move forward. But grace does not require you to be perfected, only requires you to be willing. You do not have to know every step. You just have to trust that when you take the first one, grace will meet you there. Grace does not eliminate the work required for change, but it makes the work possible. It does not remove every challenge, but it gives you the strength to overcome them. You were never meant to navigate change in your own ability. That is why you have survived things that should have broken you. That is why you have overcome battles that should have destroyed you. Not because of your own strength, but because grace covered you. And that same grace will sustain you as you step into your next season. The moment you recognize that you don't have to do this alone, you will find the courage to move forward. Grace is not just for the perfect, it is for the willing. And if you are willing to step into change, grace will empower you to succeed. Letting go of the familiar is one of the greatest challenges in life. We are creatures of habit, drawn to what is known, what is comfortable, and what feels safe. But comfort can be a trap. What once served you may now be the very thing holding you back. There are seasons in life when the things that once fed you can no longer sustain you. The places that once felt like home start to feel restrictive. The people you once walked with no longer align with where you're headed. And if you're not careful, your attachment to the familiar will keep you from stepping into the future that is calling your name. There comes a moment when you must decide, do I stay where I am, holding on to what is familiar but no longer fruitful? Or do I take the risk of stepping into the unknown, trusting that what is ahead is greater than what I am leaving behind? Change demands that you loosen your grip on what is no longer serving your destiny. You cannot move forward while clinging to the past. You cannot step into a new season while still carrying the weight of an old one. Sometimes God will close doors not because He is punishing you, but because He is protecting you from settling for less than what He has prepared for you. Letting go is never easy. It requires trust. It requires faith. It requires believing that even though you may not see what's next, there is something greater ahead. Too many people miss their breakthrough because they refuse to release what is behind them. They stay in places that drain them, relationships that hinder them, and mindsets that limit them, all because they are afraid to let go. But hear this today, you will never reach the fullness of your potential if you are unwilling to walk away from what no longer fits your future. Every time you elevate, something must be left behind. The higher you go, the less you can carry. Just like a rocket must shed weight to reach new heights, you too must be willing to release what is holding you down. You may have to leave behind fear. You may have to leave behind excuses. You may have to leave behind relationships that no longer align with your purpose. And though it may hurt in the moment, you will look back and realize that what you lost was nothing compared to what you gained. The hardest part of change is often not stepping into the new, it is releasing the old. But when you have the courage to let go, you make space for what is truly meant for you. The past has served its purpose. Now it is time to walk forward with boldness, knowing that greater things are ahead. What you are willing to release determines what you are ready to receive. Let go, step forward, and watch how grace carries you into something better than you ever imagined. Overcoming fear and resistance is the greatest battle in the process of change. Fear has a way of whispering lies into your mind, making you believe that you are not capable, that you are not ready, that you are not worthy of something greater. It tells you that stepping out of your comfort zone is too risky, that failure is inevitable, and that it's safer to stay where you are. But fear is a liar. It will always try to keep you small, stuck, and paralyzed in the same place. And if you let it, fear will rob you of your future. Resistance is a natural part of transformation. Anytime you try to grow, to evolve, or to move in a new direction, resistance will show up. It may come in the form of self-doubt, negative voices from others, unexpected obstacles, or even your own past experiences. Just because you feel resistance does not mean you are on the wrong path. In fact, it often means you are exactly where you need to be. Anything worth having requires a fight. The enemy of your destiny knows that if you step into your purpose, nothing will be able to stop you. That is why the pressure increases when you are close to breakthrough. But pressure is not a sign to stop, it is a sign to push forward. Fear thrives in uncertainty, but faith moves in spite of it. You will never have every answer. You will never see the full picture before you take the first step, but you must move anyway. The longer you wait for fear to leave, the longer you will delay your destiny. Fear does not disappear before you move, it disappears as you move. You must learn to feel the fear and take action anyway. The greatest breakthroughs in life do not come from a place of certainty, they come from a place of courage. The most dangerous thing fear does is convince you that you have time to wait, that you can put off change until tomorrow, next year, or when the circumstances are perfect. But there is no perfect time. There is only now. Procrastination is often just fear in disguise. Every time you delay what you know you need to do, you are letting fear win. Do not let another year pass holding on to the same excuses. Do not let another opportunity slip away because you were afraid to try. Time will keep moving with or without you. The question is, will you move with it? Fear and faith cannot occupy the same space. You must choose which one will guide you. Either you let fear control you, keeping you bound to the same cycles, or you trust that grace has already made a way for you. There is no challenge you will face that you are not equipped to overcome. No obstacle is greater than the strength within you. The moment you decide that fear will no longer be your master, you will begin to see doors open, opportunities appear, and strength rise up in you that you never knew you had. Fear is not your future. It is time to break free and walk in the power of change. Walking in the new requires a mindset shift. It is not enough to desire change. You must be willing to embrace it fully. Many people step into a new season while still carrying an old mentality. They pray for opportunities but sabotage them with doubt. They ask for doors to open but hesitate when it's time to walk through them. Change is not just about where you are going, it is about who you are becoming. If you do not change your thinking, you will find yourself back in the same place. No matter how much your circumstances shift, the new will always feel unfamiliar at first. It will stretch you in ways you were not expecting. It may even make you question whether you belong there. But hear this, just because something feels uncomfortable does not mean you are not meant to be there. Growth is always uncomfortable. A butterfly does not emerge from its cocoon fully confident in its ability to fly. It has to test its wings, get used to its new form, and trust that what was once impossible is now its reality. The same is true for you. You will not always feel ready, but you must move anyway. There will be moments when you miss what was familiar. The old version of you will try to pull you back, convincing you that it was easier to stay where you were. But you cannot afford to go back to what you prayed to be free from. If the past was good enough, you would have never outgrown it. If the old season could sustain you, you would not have felt the need to change. There is a reason you were called to something greater, and now that you are here, you must own it. Stepping into the new requires confidence, not in yourself alone, but in the grace that has brought you this far. You are not standing in this new place by accident. You did not come this far to doubt yourself now. Every challenge you have overcome, every lesson you have learned, and every battle you have fought has prepared you for this moment. You are equipped. You are ready. You do not have to apologize for where you are going. You do not need validation from those who cannot see your vision. The new is not for everyone to understand, it is for you to walk in. When you truly embrace change, you stop looking back, you stop second guessing whether you deserve it, you stop entertaining thoughts of unworthiness. What is in front of you is greater than what is behind you. Every time doubt tries to creep in, remind yourself, I was made for this. I am not here by mistake. I will not shrink back when I was born to rise. The new will not always feel comfortable, but it will always be worth it. Keep walking, keep believing, and keep moving forward because the best is still ahead. The process of change always comes with a test. Before every breakthrough, there is a moment that challenges you to see if you are truly ready for what you have been asking for. This test does not come to destroy you. It comes to prove you. It comes to refine you, to separate what is holding you back from what will propel you forward. The reason so many people never step into their next level is that they see the test as a sign to stop instead of a signal to press forward. But if you can endure the test, you will step into a season greater than anything you have ever known. Tests come in many forms. Sometimes it is the test of patience, where everything seems delayed and you begin to wonder if change is ever going to happen. Other times it is the test of opposition, where everything that could go wrong suddenly does. And then there is the test of doubt, where you start questioning yourself, questioning your decisions, and questioning whether you really have what it takes. But hear this today, the test is not there to break you, it is there to prepare you. It is there to strengthen you, to grow you, and to ensure that when you step into your new season, you are ready to handle it. Too many people give up right before the breakthrough. They get weary in the process. They allow frustration to talk them out of their promise. They let the pressure convince them that maybe change isn't worth it. But the truth is, the moment of greatest resistance always comes right before the greatest release. The enemy does not fight what is not a threat. If you are facing opposition, it is because there is something powerful on the other side of it. If the process is stretching you, it is because the blessing on the other side requires a greater version of you. This is the moment where you have to decide, will you press through or will you turn back? Will you allow fear, frustration, or fatigue to stop you, or will you keep pushing? The test is not there to defeat you, is there to qualify you. It is the fire that refines gold, and it is the process that builds character. You cannot step into your next season without going through the preparation that ensures you can handle it. Every great shift in life requires a process of stretching, breaking, and rebuilding. But if you endure it, if you keep going, when everything in you wants to quit, you will come out stronger, wiser, and more equipped for what is ahead. You did not come this far just to give up now. The process may be uncomfortable, but the promise is worth it. The test may feel overwhelming, but the reward is greater than the struggle. If you hold on just a little longer, you will see why you had to go through what you did. You will understand why certain doors closed, why some people walked away, and why the process was necessary. The grace to change is already on you. The strength to overcome is already within you. You just have to believe that what is ahead is greater than anything you are leaving behind. Keep pushing, keep believing, and watch as your breakthrough unfolds before your eyes. Change is never easy, but it is always necessary. You cannot stay where you are and reach where you are destined to be at the same time. Growth demands movement. Transformation requires surrender. The grace to change is not just for a select few. It is for anyone willing to let go of the old, push past fear, and embrace the process. Every shift comes with resistance, but resistance is not your enemy. It is proof that you are moving forward. The very things that feel like obstacles today are the stepping stones to your next level. Fear may try to convince you that you are not ready, but fear is a liar. You have already been equipped for this. Everything you have gone through has prepared you for what is coming next. So make the decision today. Stop hesitating. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop clinging to what is familiar simply because it feels safe. The future is calling, and grace has already made a way. The only thing left is for you to step forward. No more excuses, no more delays, no more waiting for a sign, when the fact that you are here in this moment is the only sign you need. You have the grace to change. You have the strength to endure. You have the faith to walk into something greater. Now is the time. Move forward and don't look back. The best is yet to come.